Okay, we're on. We're on air. Okay.
I got it.
Yeah. So we scrapped our first podcast, but this one, things are gonna work out well. I know it.
Yes, I got the headphones on now, so the audio is gonna work.
Uh huh. Yeah.
It's gonna be hype.
This is gonna be an epic hype moment.
Yes, the real first pawn.
Yeah, exactly. This is gonna be our first actual published podcast. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Um. So we want to start with then.
Let's start off with the first topic so people know what they're getting into. This is called the Dibs and Taeg podcast, and we're planning on uploading every week beginning of Monday. And that's it. Things are going to change. We're going to have guests on here and there. We're planning a special event in the upcoming months, so stay tuned for that.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a fun little story arc.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there anything you would like to add, Taggin? Tag?
Um. Well, to be honest, Ian, I don't know how it's gonna turn out yet, so it'll be entertaining. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you guys should expect from us. Real entertainment, not fake stuff. We're gonna have real people on. We're gonna have real stories. We're gonna have the realest moments.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay, I need to stop. Okay, let's just move on to our actual first topic. Let's talk about WandaVision.
Oh, yeah, just a heads up, there's going to be heavy spoilers most likely. So if you're still in the midst of watching it, uh, are you going to put like a part in the description where it says to like skip to?
Yeah, I'll add like a little like time code at the bottom of the screen, so you guys don't have to worry about any spoilers for WandaVision. Okay,
All right.
let's begin. So I still haven't watched WandaVision, but I know a lot of spoilers for it. Like, I'm pretty sure I looked at a lot of like I guess top 10 moments from the show on YouTube. Like, apparently Wanda has a bunch of kids. Um,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was like a thing going on.
and then I'm pretty sure Vision died, but then he came back. Like, he was like slowly disintegrating. Like, how does that work? Like, is he technically only alive in Wanda's realm?
Um, I think so. Yeah, cause like he tried kind of like getting out, but it's almost like the hex was kind of sucking him back in,
Yeah.
and he's like really struggling to move. But then eventually, Wanda just expanded the barrier, and he was back to normal pretty much.
Mhm. Honestly, I think the reason why he struggled a lot to move out of the realm was because he only exists in Wanda's like mini pocket universe, right? He's dead in the actual timeline. I mean, I wouldn't say timeline. I would say the universe, right? That can cause a lot of misunderstandings if you bring up timelines, but like basically, I feel like that hex thing is a pocket mini universe where physics basically abide by what Wanda deems possible, right? And when you think of it like that, it does start explaining where this show is potentially going, right? I'm
Oh,
pretty.
actually, did you hear what happened in season episode 7?
No, I actually don't know about that.
Oh, there's a big reveal in episode 7.
Why don't you just reveal it right here? I don't think I'm gonna be watching it anytime soon.
Okay, you literally watch it like sometime this weekend. Just do it. Um, okay. So basically, I briefly mentioned this character. Do you remember when I mentioned Agnes? The last time we tried to film one,
Agnes.
or I think, or it might be Agatha. But basically, she's kind of like a like they have the whole sitcom thing going on. Agatha is basically this kind of like reoccurring side character.
Mhm. Okay.
And the
Yeah.
reveal in
Yeah. Yeah.
episode 7, yeah. So the reveal in episode 7 was that Agatha was kind of like the one behind it all. Like she was like there's like a I think Wanda left like the kids over at Agatha's, and then Agatha was like quote unquote like babysitting them. Then Wanda went over, they're all gone, and then she like went to like her basement of her house. There's a bunch of like weird like vines and stuff, and she's like clearly a villain, and she also has magic based powers as well. And I think like she might have actually been responsible for the entire Hex world, or she like manipulated Wanda into it or something.
Right.
It wasn't until the end of the episode where that got revealed.
Do you know which comic book character Agnes is?
Her name was Agatha Harkness, which I think is like some kind of more obscure comic book character. I don't know much about, but I think she has like magic based powers. And then also what we were kind of talking about a lot the last time, Quicksilver. Agatha was the one who was responsible for it. Quicksilver wasn't actually in episode 7, but I think she kind of like either. I think it was implied that she was kind of like created the Quicksilver appearance, sort of like
Oh,
she's behind that.
okay. So I can add some additional information. I quickly Googled who Agatha is. So Agatha Harkness is a Fantastic Four villain. She first appeared in 1970 in a Fantastic Four issue. I think it was issue 94, right? So I believe, like, if you closely look at it, they're slowly starting to bring in the Fantastic Four characters in, because if you remember, I think during the Endgame, I don't know if it was before Endgame was released or after, Marvel made a deal and got the characters for Fantastic Four back, right? This is separate from the X-Men, and I guess this is how they're going about introducing those characters. Like, Agatha Harkness is straight up a Fantastic Four villain, right? So, um, fuck, fuck, fuck. We have to
Yeah,
cut
we can
all.
just
I have to cut all of that out. Okay, so where
yeah.
was I?
You're explaining like how you thought the introduction of Agatha was going to be used to like incorporate the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and stuff.
Oh yeah, okay. So I'm just reading like the Wikipedia like description right now. Basically, um, she's from the villain library from Fantastic Four, right? And in the description, apparently she's seen as a villain, but also as a teacher for Wanda Maximoff. Maximoff, is that how you pronounce her last name?
Maximoff with the M, two
Maximoff.
M's. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So depending on how Marvel chooses to, I guess, um, portray Agnes Harkness, this could technically
I think it's
be
Agatha.
Agatha. Agatha. My goodness.
No worries.
Well, I guess depending on how they plan on portraying Agatha, they can technically tie in Doctor Strange like that. Because originally my first theory was that Wanda's power was, basically exceeding like time and space to the point that characters from different universes were accidentally traveling into the Hex place, right? What I'm thinking now is that what if Agatha Harkness is a like an entry villain for like the next, I guess, main villain, right? um, Agatha Harkness is connected to Mephisto. Um, if you don't know who Mephisto is he's basically Satan for Marvel, right? And
Oh yeah, a lot of people speculated before the Agatha reveal that is Mephisto behind everything.
exactly, yes, yes. I've been seeing theories, I guess roaming around YouTube about that. So I feel like that's how Doctor Strange gets involved, because now, since he doesn't have this time stone, all the Infinity Stones are gone from this universe. That means any, like, I guess, dark force can come in. Mephisto is literally the devil for the MC. I mean, the Marvel universe, right? Technically not the cinematic universe, but most likely it will be soon. So I'm pretty sure that's how Doctor Strange comes in at the end, because Agatha Harkness is tied in with the whole Mephisto like character. And Mephisto is, I think, Thanos level in terms of like importance, not like strength wise, right? I know
Yeah.
I know they were planning on doing something with Dormammu, but I highly doubt that now because the second Doctor Strange movie is called is it called the Mad Into the Madness of the Multiverse? I need to Google this quickly.
Something. I think it's just into the multiverse or something. Yeah, it's something to do with multiverses though.
The official title is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and
Oh,
WandaVision is cast for this movie, including Ryan Reynolds also. I don't know why,
oh,
but he's probably gonna play
Ryan.
Deadpool. He's definitely playing
Yeah,
Deadpool. Like,
yeah,
and
that's for sure.
Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are also cast for this movie. I know for a fact that there have been rumors about doing a Into the Spider Verse for Spider-Man 3, and
Oh yeah,
Andrew
I've heard
Garfield.
those.
I don't know if Andrew Garfield is cast for this movie, but I know that Maguire. Fuck, I can't say his last name. Toby declined to be in Spider-Man 3, and they're still going through a bunch of deals right now. But most definitely, Agatha is probably like the beginning character, like the character to lead into all of this stuff, right? So
Yeah.
I'm thinking Quicksilver, the one that we see is. I feel like Agatha didn't create Quicksilver. I'm pretty sure Quicksilver is an anomaly, right? Because when you're going really really fast, right? I'm gonna be using some DCU, I guess, knowledge now, but like I remember the Flash could travel through multiverses by running really really fast. So I don't know. I know for a fact that the Flash is way stronger than Quicksilver, but maybe something like that happened with Quicksilver and he was running really fast because in the X-Men movies he was doing some crazy stuff. Like there was a scene of him basically slowing down time, but from the viewer's point of view, he was still going super fast in that slow down like time thing. Do you know what scene I'm talking about? The one where he's
Is that
listening to
the
time
one
in
where
a
he?
bottle. Yeah.
That's the one where he saves everyone in like the mansion, right?
Yes, exactly that one.
Yeah. Uh, well then like I guess another thing. I think there's at one point Monica Rambeau, her character, alluded to like meeting up with like an astrophysicist or something, and a lot of people speculate that this is like a reference to Mr. Fantastic, like Reed
Yes,
Richards.
yeah, yeah.
That was in it, and then
It makes sense
although
actually because
I
you
think
have
the
a
Quicksilver
Fantastic
thing
Four.
is
Yeah.
oh yeah, the Quicksilver thing. So basically, how they revealed was like I told you how like every episode's kind of based on like a sitcom
I
sort of
know.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like from yeah, the newest episode was more kind of like it's kind of like a bit like The Office. Like they had like characters like talking like directly to the camera at some points and stuff like that. But then like kind of the reveal, Agatha had like her own theme song. It was like it's Agatha all along. There was like a bunch of like a little montage sequence. And with Quicksilver, um, it basically showed like a kind of like the behind the scenes view of Quicksilver. And he had this like purple glowing magic like around him, and Agatha was kind of like sitting there at the front of the screen, like, because her powers are like purple. So
So
it's
he's
kind of implied that
probably
like she
is.
is
Yeah.
responsible for it. Yeah.
Is it just a coincidence that Quicksilver looks like the same from the other universe? Because I feel like that's really misleading, right? I feel like
Yeah.
they did that on purpose because it's a known fact that now we're heading into the multiverse like area of Marvel. It makes no sense to mislead people by having, the guy who played Quicksilver from the other franchise and putting him into this TV show. Like that's basically I wouldn't consider it misleading, but like you're baiting fans for disappointment, you know?
Yeah. And then he kind of just disappeared in episode 7, aside from that one little cameo at the end. But yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe it'll lead to something earlier or later. I meant, but yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of which, I guess I want to go back to that point of like where Marvel is going now, right? Cuz
Hmm.
I think I heard like I think I read an article a while ago saying they made another deal with Chris Evans, but it doesn't make sense because his character is like the story is done, right? So I guess I'm thinking they're bringing back Chris Evans for the Firestorm character he played from Fantastic Four. right? The original one. I feel like
Oh,
Marvel is gonna try their best to like stay away from the reboot version.
oh, I think what I was thinking with that was I thought that they might do some storylines because you know how at the end of Endgame is like he had to like put all the Infinity Stones back. I kind of thought that if anything, it'd be kind of like the stories of like his adventures through with the Infinity Stones and all that sort of thing, or maybe just that's kind of what my initial thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm looking it up, and all the articles are saying that he's coming back as Captain America. So who knows?
Oh yeah.
It would be
Oh
cool if we saw Captain America and Firestorm on the same screen.
or oh, you mean a Human Torch? Firestorm's
Torch.
DC.
Is Firestorm from DC or Torch?
Human Torch is Fantastic Four character. Firestorm's the guy who has like two people in the same body from
Oh,
DC. He's in the Flash show. That guy.
oh, that is interesting. Huh. I did not know that. I mean, I technically do now. I just didn't realize that was Firestorm. Shit. Oh well, it's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, have you seen the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer? I just watched
yes,
that
I
one
have.
today.
I've seen the first trailer and then the thing they released today. I'm not excited for that show. Like, I feel like they should just. I feel like they had the best possible ending they could have asked for. Like any fan could have asked for Captain America. I feel like. I mean, I like the fact that they're doing something with the Falcon, but like, they're not full sending. You know, like I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he puts away the shield in like a glass case or something. Like why? What we asked for was for the American Dream character. American Dream is Falcon when he becomes Captain America.
Oh
His
yeah.
suit is amazing, but they went for like a plain looking suit, and he doesn't have his. Technically, there has been a scene of him with the shield while he's flying, but his suit isn't decked out.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Yeah. I think like I'm definitely still gonna watch and everything because Marvel just puts out good content. But I think the main kind of problem is that it's kind of just two dudes who don't really have that many powers in a world where you have like aliens and multiverses and magic going on. So there's kind of a bit of a drop off, I guess, in terms of like kind of the
I
not really
mean,
shock factor, but like kind of just
they are adding the guy with the purple mask, Baron something, Baron
oh
Zemo.
Zemo,
Zemo.
yeah.
They gave him his mask, so it's the same actor from Civil War, but he got his purple mask. Uh, I think I don't know where I heard this, but I'm pretty sure I was watching a YouTube video of someone talking about this, and they said that like he got snapped away, right? And when he came back, he was able to escape because of it. This is I don't trust me on this, but I'm guessing that's what happened because he was locked up. Like if you saw where he was, like no one could have escaped from that unless you were Hulk or Thor. But like still, he definitely got snapped away and was able to like sneak around and I guess come back.
Oh yeah, they probably just like removed like the entire thing. If he just disappeared from it, there wouldn't really be a point of having like all that security
Yeah.
and whatnot.
And they're also bringing back the agent that Captain America had like a little fling with in Civil War.
Oh, Sharon Carter.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
still strange. I don't even know how the timelines work.
Yeah. Oh, there's speculation that Sharon Carter is actually Captain America's daughter, which is really
No,
weird.
no, 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 no,
If
no,
you
no. You know what I like? I like the theory of Captain America going back in time, but when he does go back in time, he the timeline he comes back to gets changed, right? And then he uses the remaining like quantum energy to like put the to give the shield to Falcon, right? But like I highly doubt that's gonna happen, because it's like if you make Captain America stay back in time, that means he technically sat by when he could have stopped 9/11 or a lot of other tragedies, right? And when you like think of it like that, it's like holy shit, he could have saved Tony's parents, but he chose not to, right?
oh
So
yeah, I guess so.
I remember this controversy back when Endgame released. So the directors and Kevin Feige both had their own like interpretation of what happened. The directors said Captain America does all the things, right? He does save Bucky. He does, I think, he does the stuff that should have been done if Captain America was, you know, if he didn't get frozen, right? So
Yeah.
that's like a separate timeline now. And then he uses the remaining quantum energy particles to come back to give the Falcon dude the shield, right? Because like his character won't ever be visited. I think like he's like an old man now, right? And I feel like they wouldn't take the time to show him as an old man in a TV show. That's just too much. Yeah, the budget
Yeah.
will just be a lot, right? So
Yeah, with all like the aging effects.
exactly, yeah. So I feel like they're just gonna like leave him be, right? So that's why I'm a fan of the whole like he actually still was Captain America and he did do, you know, stuff and like because of him changing stuff, he was at a different timeline, so he had to come back, right? Kevin Feige is like, oh no, he's always been there, but in the background, right? And I'm like, a lot of people weren't happy with that because it's not because oh Captain America got a happy ending, but it's because what Captain America stands for, right? Because he's like, you just can't get freedom without like sacrificing stuff, without fighting for it, right? So, it's weird. So that's why I'm a fan
Yeah,
of what the directors think. Yeah.
the Russo brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that makes a lot more sense. Then I guess that would also open up more like fun sort of things you could do, like what if Captain America was like in the Vietnam War, or like
Aren't they
what
making a
if
what if
Captain
show?
America.
You've seen the
Yeah,
trailer
oh
for
yeah,
that,
they
right?
are. I haven't seen it in a while, but is that one animated?
Yes, there's a zombie Captain America, so they're doing Marvel Zombies. There's an episode where instead of Peter being picked up by Yondu, it's Black Panther. I believe there's
Oh
another
yeah, I remember that.
episode
Yeah.
where instead of Steve getting the serum, Peggy gets the serum, and Steve ends up being like the first Iron Man, right? Um, I actually don't know. There was a Doctor Strange episode, but I don't know what he was
Oh yeah,
doing.
you'd have
I
to
don't know.
check that out again.
Yeah,
I
there was a
watched that
lot of
when it
stuff.
first came out.
Same here. Yeah, I'm just going out of memory right now.
Yeah, and then
Go on.
uh yeah, the last one I am pretty excited for is the Loki series, because I think there's gonna be some like time travel stuff going on in that as well.
Yes, that's the one I'm excited for the most.
Yeah, and then apparently, do you know who Owen Wilson is? He's apparently in the show.
Who is that? That sounds
Uh,
familiar.
he's like a he's like an actor who's mainly in like comedies. Like he's kind of do you know who Ben Stiller is?
Nope.
Okay, he's like another comedic actor. He's in a lot of movies with that guy. I'm trying to think of that one movie, like that one really famous movie he's in, where it's like,
Oh, is he the guy from
oh,
Zoolander?
yes, he is. He's the blonde guy. That's Owen
From Zoo.
Wilson.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah. So that guy's apparently in the Loki show, which is gonna be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I hope they bring back Jeff Goldstein. Did I say his last name correctly? What is it?
Goldblum?
Goldblum.
Goldblum.
Yeah. That I'm excited for. I wish he comes back. His character was he set
Oh
a good
yeah.
vibe.
Oh yeah, that'd be something. Oh yeah.
um I
Yeah,
one
but
thing I'm
honestly,
not
with
a,
how
yeah,
good the
you go
yeah,
first.
with how like good the WandaVision show's been so far, I think yeah, Marvel's definitely has a good future for the TV show
Uh
kind of
yeah.
scene.
One thing I'm not excited for is Venom. I do not I don't like I they're doing a the main villain for Venom 2 is Carnage, right? But I feel like they are bringing in Spider-Man, right? And
Oh
then there's a
yeah.
Morbius movie. Like, did you see the trailer for that? I think it released back in like 2020. But like, the guy who played Joker is playing Morbius, Jared Leto.
Oh yeah. I saw that a while back.
And
Yeah.
there was a graffiti of Toby McGuire. Fuck, I can't say his last name. Toby's Spider-Man, right? So people are thinking Morbius is gonna be set in that universe, and they might do like a straight up like adaptation of Into the Spider-Verse where um, all the Morbiuses from different universes were hunting down Spider-Man. It was a weird comic book line, but there were you got to see a lot of cool character interactions.
Oh yeah.
But I know that like there was a lot of like controversy around Spider-Man 3 because Toby wouldn't, sign up for that movie. I don't know if he has. Like I'm just going by like what I last heard. I think Andrew said yes, right? But Toby was very adamant about it. He was like, I don't want to do it, and like Marvel was like persisting that he should because it's like he's very important to the whole like cinematic version of Spider-Man, right?
Yeah. Also, it'd probably be good career-wise because I haven't really seen any Tobey Maguire movies in a long time since the Spider-Man movies. So it'd probably be a bit of like a revival career-wise.
Yeah. Apparently, it's supposed to be coming out this year, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah,
It's
that'd be
December
surprising.
17th. They have Elektra from Amazing Spider-Man 2. They have Doc Ock, Doctor Octopus, whatever you want to call him, from Spider-Man 2. Also, they have Doctor Strange in that, and um, what else? Apparently Hugh Jackman's in it, but they don't list him at all for what he's going to be playing. But he's going to be in that movie also. They're adding a lot of people right now into that movie. I'm really hyped for Spider-Man 3.
Oh yeah, I did not know they had that wide of a cast. I'll probably have to check it out.
Yeah. Like, I'm waiting for Ryan Reynolds to be cast in there also, because I really want a scene with Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Oh yeah, because they do a lot of stuff in the comics.
Even in the TV shows, like I don't know how, but like the TV shows from those kids channels got the whole Deadpool Spider-Man thing before the actual cinematic universe did. It's
Oh
whack.
yeah, yeah, that would be fun.
And they also have all the returning characters like Zendaya, Jacob and Tony. Yeah, I mean like Ned, Flash, and MJ.
Oh,
I
do you
don't know.
see
Yeah,
the
go on.
actor for Ned actually like got like he like
He
kind of had a
lost. He
glow. He
lost
got like a
weight.
lot thinner.
Yeah, he started working out.
Yeah, there's something.
Honestly, people are thinking he's gonna go for the whole Hobgoblin look.
Oh yeah, isn't
But
Hobgoblin a villain though?
yeah, I mean it's really common in Spider-Man. The best friend turning into the main villain. Like in
Oh yeah, they
Spider-Man
did it
3,
with
they
like
did
the
that. Also in
yeah.
Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like they always do that. In the comic books, they did that. I feel like they're gonna try to do that again, but like that's gonna be a bit, too much. Like doing that over and over.
Yeah, and also they haven't really like foreshadowed that at all. Like Ned's just
Actually,
kind of like
yeah. For Ned, I feel like it doesn't make sense. Honestly, I feel like they're just
yeah.
gonna explain it away by like him just trying to. I feel like they won't even touch up on it, because it's normal for kids to be fat and then slowly lose weight over time, right?
Oh, I was thinking of like if he were to turn into a villain, like it wouldn't really
No.
make sense.
If anything, it's gonna be Flash who turns into a villain. Like they were trying to set it up in the end of Far From Home. Yeah, at the airport scene when they all came back, Flash was like, "Well, my parents didn't come," and there was like a butler over there, right? He's obviously Harry from like the originals, right, in the comic book.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like it's gonna screw up Flash a lot because the person he bullied a lot ends up being Spider-Man, right? So that's gonna be a big oof on his part.
Yeah, for sure. Um, what other topics do we have for today? We talked. We already spent a lot of time on Marvel, but
Um, let's just move on to the next topic. Uh, I want to talk about what's happening in Texas right now.
oh yeah, I don't have like, I kind of just have like a basic view of what's going on. Like I haven't like read any news articles
It's
or anything. I've
horrible.
mainly just
What's
seen what's
happening over
going
there is
on
horrible.
through like a Twitter and Instagram. Really, that's all.
Do not look on. Don't go on Instagram if you want to learn about what's happening in Texas, because they're just memeing everything. Like, I'm pretty sure when I was on Instagram, they were like, "You guys be, like they were like, oh, what are you guys doing in Texas?" And it's a scene of them, partying during COVID times, but like when it's a like I guess a power outage and it's really cold, they're just showing a scene of The Office, like doing that one fire drill like uh scene, whatever it's called. Um, Basically in Texas, they're really really fucked. It's not because they were. It's not because of the citizens. It's mainly because of who was in charge of like dealing with the equipment for electricity over there. Like they didn't have any equipment to deal with the cold weather because it's Texas, right? So they weren't expecting anything bad. But because of the cold
Yeah,
weather, their machines malfunctioned and there were power outages, right? And affected. I think it affected over 2 million people. Now it's down to like 400,000. Last I heard, at least. Um, and a lot of people died. And it's not from the cold. I mean, yeah, people died from the cold, but there also have been like lots of like carbon monoxide, like I guess related deaths, because many people were staying in their cars, right? And when over time the carbon monoxide can literally be extremely deadly for you, right?
oh yeah, I've heard. There's like I actually learned about like a similar case that in my sociology course. Although that was like more in relation to like assisted suicide. But yeah,
Yeah, so I think it was reported today that they either today or yesterday, but they found a car running, and inside the house, like inside the garage, there was like a dead mom and two kids. Like they were all dead, right? And then there was another family that was rushed to the hospital because they were on the brink of death, right? Because of carbon monoxide poisoning. I don't know about them. Like I don't know if they survived or not, but I'm wishing them the best of luck. But like people are getting screwed over there, and the whole Ted Cruz thing, that's actually not affecting what's happening down there. Ted Cruz is a senator, right? He's not the mayor. I'm gonna go back to the whole mayor thing later on because there's a very very interesting point about what the mayor said about the whole thing. But Ted Cruz is a senator, right? He did
yeah,
everything as a senator can possibly do, right? He was the one who like I feel like he was the one who like sent out like something to the government saying, "Hey, we're in a crisis" and all that stuff, right? He fulfilled his role as a senator. I'm not saying that it was good for him to go to Cancun when a bunch of people were getting fucked over by the cold, but like the media has been like attacking Ted Cruz more, right? In fact,
yeah,
they are like deliberately choosing to not attack the mayor or there's like another controversy going on in New York. New York's governor is like really fucked. But you talk. I've been cutting you out a lot.
oh yeah, no worries. This might not be the best time to mention this, but like I remember I saw like a that one meme where like that kid, he's like looking at a computer screen, then he like turns blue and then just like screams.
Yeah.
Have you? There's one where it's like Texans when their car doesn't break instantly on like ice, and then it's just that guy. It's funny. Where he just like screams.
Oh, I got a really horrible story to tell you. So the mayor of Houston, Texas, right? He went on
Yeah,
Facebook and he started trash talking all of his citizens. He's like, it's not on me for you guys to like, not being able to protect your family or children, right? He was just saying a lot of horrible shit. You can search this up online. He probably took down the post, right? But like, he gave a half-assed apology and like, it was the last thing you would ever want to expect from the mayor of your town, right? He was literally saying, "You guys can't come to us begging for help and all that stuff. It's your job to be prepared for these type of situations." And he was just basically going on like a whole survival of the fittest type of situation. It's like I I wouldn't say I understand his point, but like I understand what he was trying to convey, but he chose the
yeah, he's
worst
completely
possible
wrong.
time exactly to do that. And he
Yeah,
he resigned before he sent those posts as the mayor, right? Um, so those citizens got fucked over horribly, right? And what else? In I don't know when this happened, but in New York, the governor lied about COVID-related deaths in nursing hospitals, right? I don't know
Mm.
why he lied, but when a person in his party told the media the truth about how many deaths there actually were, right? This guy, the governor, flipped shit on his party member dude, right? And like he was just trash talking him. He was just going on like a verbal abuse, like bullying barrage on call, right? This wasn't in public. This was like in this guy's home. He picked up the phone and the guy, the governor dude, called him. He's like, "How dare you do this? All that stuff, blah 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 blah," right? And he went on CNN. I think he talked with Ben Shapiro. I don't know about this, but Ben Shapiro did a piece on this on his YouTube channel, right? Um, but somehow, the whole Ted Cruz thing going to Cancun overshadowed the actual bullshit coming from the New York governor. Like the media is like they're not even reporting like important information now. Like it's so fucked nowadays.
Yeah, it kind of is. Oh yeah. What did Ben Shapiro say about that?
His main point was that Ted Cruz shouldn't have done shouldn't have like lied about going to Cancun and stuff because at first it was like, oh, I just need to take my children and my wife there and accompany them, so they can stay in Cancun and then I'll come back. And then it was like, I shouldn't have done that, blah 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 blah, right? So he backtracked a couple of statements he made about the initial trip, right? And
Mhm.
I don't know about his family, but he came back, right? And a lot of people were attacking him because a bunch of citizens saw him at the airport and they were taking pictures, and that's how it started speculating, like circulating around the internet, right? And the media is like blaming Ted Cruz for the downfalls of what's happening in Texas, right? Um, Even though the main issue was like how these people weren't prepared, right, for the cold weather, and that's on them. It's like there's a reason why you have certain functions in your machine so they can run properly in worst case scenarios, and like they
Yeah,
just
I
didn't
think it
take
may
those
more so be
steps.
on the mayor than Ted Cruz. It sounds
Well,
like.
like
'Cause I think.
that mayor was only for Houston. There are a lot of other places in Texas also.
Oh yeah. You think I remember seeing some of the I think I saw. I didn't actually read what he said, but I saw like the tweet he put out. I think a lot of people are upset. Like, well, what's the point of paying taxes if you're not gonna like provide anything at all for us?
Yeah, and so
So,
what Ben was doing was just correcting what Ted Cruz can actually and cannot do. Um, and he was also talking about how the media should be focusing more on the New York governor stuff because like this guy was straight up threatening this guy, like this his one of his party members' families, right? He was like, and apparently this thing is a
yeah.
common known fact in their party is like this guy's really really you know messed up in the head, and he's like basically threatening a bunch of people. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
The media is just
it's
fucked.
kind of crazy, like who can get like a position of power in government these days.
Honestly,
Like,
the government doesn't even like represent, like the government to some extent represents what you believe in, but it's really fucked. Like you should, like, if you actually go down the entire, like, I guess, ordeals that the governments have done, like they're a shady group of people, right? They're really fucked up in the head. Like the whole Snowden controversy, they literally tried to, I think, uh I don't know if this is true, but I'm pretty sure they tried to, like, put him on death row, right? When they were trying to arrest him, right? Like the government has a lot of secrets and a lot of corrupt people with like their own agendas. Like, remember the whole Epstein thing? Like
oh yeah,
you don't know, like they fucked up on that because at first the main problem was all the coincidences that happened that allowed Epstein to kill himself, air quotes, of course. Like no one fucking
yes.
believes that he killed himself. It was straight up a murder. Do you know who his cellmate was? His cellmate was a fucking ex-cop that was like a 6 foot for bodybuilder. This guy was literally like it's crazy. And they put Epstein right next in his cell, right? They definitely were trying to kill him. Like I'll send you a picture later on of how he looks like. But it's fucking crazy. And you know why they killed Epstein, right? Like
Yeah, because he was connected to a lot of government officials or something.
Because he had
and his like whole like.
Go on.
Because he had like that whole like what was it, like child.
Basically,
like,
he had an island. He had an island where he would bring in a bunch of important people, and they're like, "Hey, if you wanna fuck a kid, go for it," right? And you know what's funny? Hillary Clinton flew with him, right? Not to the island. They don't know if they flew to the same island, but like she flew on the same plane as Epstein over 20 times.
Yeah, that's very suspicious. Yeah, I think the problem is though, like, the government also has a lot of control about like what news gets put out.
Oh,
so they're not just gonna
yeah.
like incriminate themselves. So it's just really a tough situation, I guess, for people of power to really get put away like that, unless they're kind of just caught very badly in the case of like Epstein himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a picture of Epstein's cellmate. It's fucking crazy. Go on Discord. I kid you not, that was his cellmate. A fucking ex-cop murderer who was doing lots of shady deals.
Yeah. That's kind of fucked. How we're just yeah.
I'm serious, man. Like, he did not kill himself. He got fucking murked because, you know why? I've been watching the Joe Rogan podcast, right? That's also why I kind of got inspired to do our own podcast. But basically, he had a bunch of people on who were talking about the whole Epstein thing, and some of these guys were saying the reason why Epstein had this island was to get blackmail on some of these people, right? Like, he would force politicians or other people to basically fuck young kids, right? And after that, they could basically use that card anytime they want in the future, right? To get their own deals. So Epstein was killed not because of, he was a bad person, but because of the fact that he knew stuff that he shouldn't have been, telling other people, like on who he has blackmail on and what the government has been doing to basically capitalize power on everyone, right? Like the whole like there's also a firm standing of people thinking that the government actually killed what's his name, fucking JFK.
Oh yeah.
Because what makes this really really sus, right, is because the day before JFK died, he made a speech on how he will try to remove all the not corrupt, but like the divisions in the government where they are very very secretive and not, showing stuff to the public, right? So basically people are thinking most likely the same division that felt threatened by JFK also killed Epstein because he had information that he could have revealed any time. Like, it's when you align those two events, right? And what happened to basically them dying, yeah. Like, I'm not denying that the guy who killed JFK wasn't actually the killer. What they probably just gave him a bunch of money and was like, hey, if you kill him, we'll basically set you up for life in jail. But yeah,
yes,
the government is fucked.
Yeah, it really is.
I feel like we shouldn't talk too much about this because then we're just gonna look at it. We're just basically gonna be looking like a bunch of conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, this is a wild pod. We got Marvel first half, second half, real life Epstein conspiracy theories, and the Texas situation, all that.
You know what? Let's just go on to our third topic. I mean, technically our fourth topic. Animal documentaries. Hell yeah.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I've not seen one of those in a long time.
I've been binging them a lot lately. Netflix has this show called Something in the Night. It basically explores what happens in the night in a bunch of different biomes on our planet, like underwater, near like city nights or like forest nights or like fucking like I don't know, like basically any place around the world that has a night, you know? They explore that and it's crazy, man. I saw some intense stuff. And then I'm like I need more. I want to watch more. So I watched Last Animals. My favorite episode was I think the oceans episode because it was basically about a bunch of whales. And like whales are pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh
Uh
yeah, I think I used to sometimes watch them whenever I have like a grandparent or grandparents who live in Sault Ste. Marie, and we'd always watch a lot of those whenever they came over. I remember, but I can't say I remember the specific details of a lot of them.
you
There's some
know
about like whales.
you know what's
Yeah, go on.
crazy? Sharks that can grow up to 25 feet. You know, there was a shark that washed up, I think, a year or two, I think it was 1 or 2 years ago. Basically, a shark washed up it washed up dead, of course, probably by old age, but it was fucking 25 feet long. You know what the
Holy,
average, like, expectancy for a shark length is? I think it's, uh, 10 to 14 feet. No, I think it's 11 to 13 feet, somewhere around that range, right? This shark was 25 feet and
so it's like just double the size of a
it,
regular
it a
shark,
great
pretty
white
much.
shark. This was a great white shark. I should, yeah, emphasize that point. But that thing washed up dead. Like, I'm pretty sure there was another guy who was, I think, out in the water, and he found a 18 feet shark that was alive. Like, they're getting bigger. It's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, that's weird.
I
It's
mean,
kind of a good thing that like sharks aren't particularly like. I know they have like kind of a reputation, but I know for a fact that sharks don't actually like aren't like super aggressive towards humans most of the time. Like
you know why
I
they're
think there's
aggressive? It's
it's because it's like
because yeah, go on.
like I think I'm not completely sure the reliability of this, but I've heard a lot that like more people die from vending machines than sharks every year.
I don't know
And
about
if you
that
just think of
statement.
like, cause like I'll look into it a bit more after this, but like yeah, considering like how kind of like deadly a shark would be like against a human, it's kind of fortunate that they don't really like attack people as often as like other animals, I guess.
Yeah. Uh, Mainly sharks attack human because when they're startled, they move a lot, right? And sharks go for preys that are, I wouldn't say afraid of them, but like move a lot, right? So you want when you're approached by a great white or basically a great white shark, you want to be very like I guess very calm and like aware of what your situation is because the shark won't attack you. It will not go out of its way to attack you. However, if you start panicking and you move out of the water, you will alert the shark and it will come to you, right? Um, Orcas, right? Even though orcas are more in abundance when compared to great white sharks, there have been I think almost zero recorded deaths related to orcas killing humans or trying to attack them. That's crazy. Like orcas are
Yeah,
like under the sharks like branch, and they don't attack humans. You know why? Because they understand that humans are smarter than them. Like orcas are really smart. Like they have their own language and stuff. They're a lot like dolphins, but like dolphins, they're they're aware that humans won't go out of their way to kill them, right?
in most cases, yeah, but there's still like illegal animal poaching and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing to stop that, but uh, orcas like, you know, there's you're more likely to see an orca eating a moose than an orca eating a human. Like, I'm serious. Have you ever
I
heard of?
yeah, those animals have like zero correlation. That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, because moose can hold their breath underwater for a minute, right? And they can go, I think, up to 6 meters deep. So along the Canada slash Alaska, like I guess shoreline, right? Moose can technically go down that deep, and orcas attack a moose, right? The crazy part about orcas is that sometimes they will just kill for the fun of it. Like there's an orca family. I don't know where it is, but they just specifically eat fish, right? And they will go out of their way to just play with fish, seals, right? and the seals would normally die, right? Because the orcas don't hold back. They will like bite the seals, and they will like basically throw the carcass around and stuff, right? And then after they're done, they'll just leave the body there. Like they won't even eat it. Yeah,
Yeah. Orcas are some sadistic creatures in some
yeah.
sense, I guess. Aside from towards humans.
I mean, like, if there are a lot of orcas families out there that have specifically evolved to eat certain type of meals. Like, there's an orca family out there that eats I think fish only, and like when there was like a problem where fishes weren't like when they're like low in abundance, right? The orcas would starve to death then eat something else, right? So I feel like that problem was mainly because orcas didn't like switching over to a different like meal, but like orcas like they would hunt down whatever they want, but they won't even like eat it. Uh, the main problem would be like you don't want to go close to an orca that hunts seals because it's like it's like you're rolling a dice. It's either they hit you and try to kill you, or they don't. So don't be near the orcas that hunt seals. That's all I can say.
All right. I'll try to remember that in the unlikely scenario I'm near an orca.
Uh, you want to know something else pretty interesting? Um, I don't know where this is, but when there was a flood, no, when there was like a drought, right? There was an island that basically connected to the mainland. I don't know where this is, but it was a really interesting story, right? But basically these lions, right? It was I think a big pride that traveled to this island when there was a drought, right? And when a flood, happened because of a lot of rain, these lions were trapped on this island. So their only source of food were buffaloes over there, right? So for I think the
Yeah.
next 50 to 100 years, these lions were just hunting buffaloes alone. And when researchers found out that there were lions on this island, they basically realized that these lions were I think 20 to 40% bigger than normal lions. Like they were fucking huge. They literally adapted and they slowly evolved over the past I think 50 to 100 years, right? To hunt buffaloes. Like these lions are fucking huge. They're crazy.
Oh, snap.
What?
Oh, I just said, oh, snap.
Yeah. But it's crazy with animals cuz like they adapt quickly. What I really want to see is monkeys, revolting against humans. Like monkeys are deadly already, but like I want to see monkeys like just using Stone Age weapons and starting to attack humans. Like,
Oh, I
uh,
think there's some monkeys I think have been starting to use like spears and stuff,
yeah,
like to get like fish.
I know. There's a orangutan group that train dogs to hunt for them.
Wait, actually, what the hell?
I don't know
Jeez.
where I heard this, but like there's a monkey group out there that uh yeah basically uses dogs. I need to Google this because I don't want to sound like a clown.
Yeah, because this is like a really that's I've never that's so weird. So basic monkeys, I guess, are basically entering like they're still like a way ways behind humans, but I guess they're kind of evolving a little bit in some sense.
I think it's baboons that keep dogs and train them as pets.
Oh, that's actually so weird.
I need to make sure. Monkeys training dogs. Wait, let me see. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I heard a story. I'll send a YouTube link to where I learned about this later on. But yeah, fucking monkeys are crazy, man. I want to see them, change and basically evolve slightly more.
So you basically want to see the Planet of the Apes
Yes,
happen. Just,
exactly.
just, just wondering what's gonna. I guess
You know what
The
the sad
aftermath
part
of.
is? There are monkeys out there that are a lot stronger than humans, even though they're shorter than us. Like, have you heard of the? There was a there was a story where I think 2 to 3 monkeys killed a man, right? Because uh, this guy had 3 monkeys, right? They were like chimpanzees, and he couldn't take care of them because they were just getting too reckless and wild. So he brought them to the animal shelter, and they were there, right, in separate cages. So I think it was a monkey's birthday, right? So this guy brought cake for the monkey, but like he didn't bring any for the others, right? So these monkeys got jealous. The scary part is monkeys can feel jealousy, and like they show the worst. They basically have all the worst human traits, right? They 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 can feel jealousy. They can feel a desire to like get something. They have rage and all that stuff, right? They're basically a step down from humans. I mean, they are that, but like emotional
Yeah,
wise
pretty much.
also. So these 2 monkeys were in the same cage. I don't know if they were separated by gender or age, but so it was one of this monkey's birthday. The guy brought cake, blah blah blah, and these 2 monkeys saw that, right? So when the guy was going into their cage to say hi to them, these monkeys attacked the guy out of jealousy because they're like, "We want that cake, right?" So they ripped this guy apart, right? They fucking bit off his nose and his dick, right? These monkeys know what makes a human function, so they specifically targeted that. They ripped his dick. They took out his nose and all that stuff, and they left. I don't know if the guy died, but these monkeys went out of their way to specifically target the most important parts of a human.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Did they go for his eyes? Because that would also be pretty tough.
I don't know, man, but you can Google this. I know there's a guy who survived an attack like that. He has no
Yeah.
nose now, and I think he's missing a couple of fingers also. Um, Let me look this up.
Yeah, and that's not even taking into account like just gorillas who are just like also just bigger than us too.
Yeah, I mean,
Like imagine if gorillas were like as smart as humans.
okay, I think I found the guy
They
here.
would just fuck us over.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about.
Oh, you know what's interesting animal story that I do know of?
Yeah.
Apparently certain types of squids are also like very intelligent as well. And there's like a squid in an aquarium that figured out how to
Wasn't it an
like
octopus?
I'm pretty sure it's a squid, but like there's a squid that figured out how to like take out like the electrical power out at an aquarium. Like basically just cause a blackout. And apparently it just like started doing it just like for fun, just to like fuck around sometimes. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. There's a group of people that think that squids are from space. No, octopuses are from space. Like the eggs were stuck in an asteroid, and when they landed, these eggs hatched, right? Because squids, like octopuses are very like, I guess both of them, squids and octopuses, they're very like alien-like. When you think of an alien, right?
Yeah,
They
there's like I
most
guess like their
resemble
texture
that.
and everything.
Exactly, right? But I don't believe it. But like, they have like a good idea. Like, I can see
It's
why
not a
they
little
believe
something.
that.
Yeah. Honestly though, I feel like if there was alien life on another planet, I feel like there's a good chance it'd be kind of underwhelming and just be like some form of bacteria or some shit.
Actually, that's sort of been proven. But there was a research out there where uh, basically this guy made an equation on how the possibilities of there being other life forms, right? And he
Yeah.
basically said yes. Like I 100% believe that there's aliens out there. However, do I think they're smarter than us? I don't know because it's like what I'm thinking is there are other civilization on our level way out there. However, because of the fact that they can't reach us, we can't reach them also, we'll never know, right?
Yeah, and just with the size of the universe, like
They're
there could just be
exactly.
someone out there like so far away that we've
And
had no idea.
do you understand like how long it took for the preservance like rover to get to Mars, right? I think it was like a couple of months. But like, imagine going across the universe. It is you'll be dead by then, or our planet will be dead because it's like the further you go out. Like, do you remember what? Have you seen Interstellar?
I saw it a while ago. Yeah.
But like, it's like the farther away you are, like you perceive time differently than how people on Earth do, right?
Yeah.
So
So
it's
you like age like yeah like so in that movie like his crew aged like a lot at a much slower rate or something.
exactly. So there 100% are life forms out there, but do I think there's a life like a civilization that has mastered like traveling like light speed to the point where time dilation doesn't affect them? Because like the hard part is traveling from a planet to another planet, but then when you come back, it feels like you haven't missed, like you haven't lost that much time, right? Do you know what I'm talking about? Because let's say you go to,
Yeah.
like, let's say you're there's a civilization in another galaxy and you're in our galaxy. If you travel to that galaxy in light speed, right? You're over there. However, since the perception of time is different in that area than it is here, when you come back, will it be 10 years later, 40 years later, right? Because like in like a second in that area could be like 10 years here. So I feel like there is no society or civilization out there that has mastered the ability to travel across space to the point where time dilation won't affect them.
I mean, I guess it could theoretically be like a like organism that just lives like a lot longer than we do. But even then
Nope.
that's fairly unlikely.
What? Now this is going to be going back to the whole conspiracy stuff, but like there have been a bunch of bullshit like sightings of aliens, and there have been actual dedicated proof to there being sightings, right? But the government is like they're hiding stuff away, right? Like there was a guy who worked at Area 51, but he got arrested because he was saying a lot of things. But and then they were like, "Hey, he never worked there in the first place. He's a nut job." However, he had information that he would have only known if he worked there, right? So there's a lot of like sus stuff going on right now, to where I guess like the government is hiding stuff, and we could all look like clowns, or we could be like, "Ah, I was a genius. I was right. I told you so." So
Yeah.
you never know.
The CIA, yeah, the CIA at one point released like it's kind of like this website that had like a bunch of different like cases of like supposedly UFOs, and they'd either like explain like what it actually was,
Oh,
like if it wasn't actually UFOs, like
you know,
just like
there
some
was a
sort of plane
case.
or whatever.
Yeah, there was a case where an observatory saw a UFO, right? And they released it online. But then they retracted their statement and they said, "Oh, it was just a lighthouse that we saw very very far away," right? And then people were like, "Wait a minute. This observatory has been here for like many years, many decades, right? And you're saying on this one night, looking at the same sky, you somehow mistook a lighthouse for a UFO, right?" So there's a lot of like bullshit like reasonings to why I guess people are covering up UFOs. Like I don't know like if there are civilizations out there that have mastered like traveling across, right, the universe. I 100% believe that there are aliens out there, but are there aliens that can come to us and like I guess do multi galactic like traveling and all that stuff in light speed? I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
and then I guess in relation to that also like depending on how far away they are, they'd have to have like a huge supply of fuel, and there's a good chance that's just like incredibly difficult to even like be able to power like a craft like that far and then back.
Yeah. Hmm. Um. I feel like we should save more like about this topic for another podcast because I have a lot of stories to tell you. Okay.
Oh boy, I bet Branson has some spicy opinions on
Yes, that's when we're gonna feature Branson. I feel
will
like
that
we
be a
should save
political
Branson
heavy
for.
podcast?
I feel like we should save that for more of a political heavy podcast, right? And I feel
Yeah,
like we should have Jacob
maybe.
for the alien podcast because he's more of a skeptic, right?
Oh yeah. Although I would say like if it's in relation to like religion, there's not really anything in like I don't think Christianity or Judaism that explicitly says that there's like no aliens.
Well,
Like
like
there's basically
there have been paintings of like UFOs being of like UFOs in paintings, like religious paintings, right? There have been some that have been faked and that have been proven to be fake, and there are some that are true, right? So it's like that you can't really hide. Like remember seeing a news
yeah,
article
I
of
was
there.
just
Yeah,
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 I was just specifically referencing like the Bible or whatever.
yeah.
Or like I think
Can we not
like
go
there's
into
nothing about
religion?
that in
I
there.
have a lot of
Yeah.
controversial, you know, I guess statements for that religion you are talking about right now. You know,
Yeah.
this is gonna sound weird, but like, do you remember when the Pope said the hell wasn't real, but then the Vatican was like, "Oh shit, he was misinformed. He was like, basically the interviewer lied about what he said and all that stuff."
I didn't hear about that, no.
Okay, so actually no, this is like an hour long already, over an hour long. I'm gonna save this story for later. Let's get to our final topic and then we'll just call it a day, okay?
Alright, yeah. We went over a lot of different yeah. I think when we could probably just wait for Trump to like do something controversial and then just get Branson on.
Oh
That'll be
my god,
something.
he's already done so many controversial things. I don't think we'll have to wait at all. But
Oh yeah.
let's move on to the final topic of our podcast. Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Whose team are you on?
Yeah. Uh, I am Kong all the way. I saw the trailer just before we started, and this is gonna sound really basic, but I like the scene where Kong just like winds up and just just uses like a just that swing punch on him, Godzilla. Just look cool.
Yeah. I'm Team Godzilla because of nostalgic reasons, and I feel like you know, it does. It's really weird seeing a monkey going against a giant, atomic breathing lizard. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, I saw the axe that you referenced the other time we talked about this.
yeah,
At first, I think I just assumed it was
his
like a
hand or
big chunk
something.
of a build. I assumed it was just like, you know
Like,
how sometimes like a big kind of powerful forces will just have like a chunk of like a building or whatever, and
there's
just like
actually a
swing
scene of
around
him
holding.
just. There's a scene in the second trailer of Kong just using a piece of a building and smacking on Godzilla's head.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
assumed it was one of those situations, but I didn't realize it was an axe until I like specifically looked at it.
yeah. Honestly, I really want to see this movie in the theaters, but like, oof, what can you do right now? Like, I'm gonna wait till like mid to late April to watch it in the theaters. Like, I already know what the spoilers are, but like, this is like a cinematic experience, right? Like, you want to go there in the theaters and watch this, right? So I'm gonna wait till like late April to watch it. Movie's coming out like late March, so I feel like we will have made some progress with lowering COVID, but who knows? Only time will tell.
Indeed, indeed, and you never know what can happen. A lot of people didn't think COVID would last nearly as long as it has already.
Yeah, hasn't it been like 12 months of lockdown now? Like, school closure
Uh,
happened in February,
I
right?
or no, it was in March.
I'm pretty sure we left school in February.
I'm pretty sure it was March.
Was it mid March or early March?
Uh, I think it was around mid March.
Yeah.
Because February would have been like we had. Because think about like just from our high school. Because February is like right when we come back for second semester, and we
Yeah,
had
yeah,
already
yeah.
been second semester had already lasted like a decently long time before
Like a month
school
long.
got shut down and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like late April is a good time to watch it in the theaters cuz like, time will have definitely passed. And I feel like the initial like burst of people going into the theaters to watch Kong, I mean to watch that movie right? Will like have I guess we'll just I feel like we'll be able to tell if things will work out or not. Like if cases spike up during that time, I'll be like, good thing I dodged the bullet. if the cases don't spike up, I mean, like, all right, that's good. I'll play it safe still.
Yeah, although even before like the restrictions banned movie theaters, I went to the movies a few times when you still had to like wear masks and everything. There's just like not that many people there in general, and they still have like all the like social distancing
Yeah,
stuff going
you
on.
know, this is gonna be the big, blockbuster movie for this year, right? So I feel like you're gonna be seeing a shit ton of people. Like even my family, like I showed my mom the trailer and she's like, I want to watch this. When is it coming out, right? So
Ooh,
she
wow.
she literally said she wants to go to the theaters to watch it. And I'm like, wow, just imagine the impact this trailer has had on a bunch of other families. So the audience for this movie, it's literally a blockbuster movie. You're gonna be having a shit ton of people going to the theaters. So honestly, I'm just gonna wait it out till the initial rush ends, and then I'll watch it at the very end, like a week before it leaves the theaters or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
You'll be back in Calgary by the time that happens, so I don't think
Uh,
on
Actually, I think my school year doesn't end until like, actually, yeah, it does. It ends sometime in like mid to late April.
yeah, same here. I have my final exams are in April, so definitely you don't have to worry about Ontario restrictions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, let's just call it a day for this podcast. We're just going off on another tangent now. So
Yeah, we're gonna. What are you even gonna include in, like the caption? We touched on aliens, on government conspiracies, Marvel, uh, nature, and we kind of covered every single thing.
I left out a lot of important stories I wanted to tell you, but like that's gonna be for
Yeah.
next episode. Uh, I think podcast 3 will feature Branson. Podcast 4 will feature Jacob, and then we'll have our Nexus event. So
Oh
stay
yes.
tuned for that.
It'll be like the Godzilla versus Kong of this podcast.
Exactly. You know what I want to do? I want to time the Nexus event for when the movie releases. So we'll let's just delay it. Let's just delay it. Anyways,
Yeah.
uh, thank you for watching the Dibs and Taeg podcast.
Or listening.
Yeah, yeah, listening.